Well, my name's Jessie Norgal. I live in Weymouth, and I was an evacuee during the last war. I was sent to the Highlands with my sister, and we were initially sent to a little cottage in the Highlands, and they didn't look after us very well. So we were moved to a hostel, a children's hostel called Ballindoch. And in this hostel there were anything up to 44 children. And three lovely ladies ran this hostel. They were three Christian ladies, but they also were guiders. Brownell, our carer for the cubs, guide captain for the guides, and they ran the hostel on guiding lines. In other words, we were all in teams of 6, and we all had different jobs to do throughout the day in the hostel. That was during the school holidays, because of course we all had to troop to school. Now can you imagine 30 of us walking 3 miles in the snow to the village school, and the village school had 2 rooms, one for the babies, infants and juniors, and the other for the seniors, and then we had to walk back after school in crocodile fashion. There were no buses, no taxis, but we had a wonderful time in this hostel. They treated us with loving kindness. They encouraged us to share and to care, and really it was a lesson learnt that later on in life I am who I am today because of what I was taught and cared for at Ballindoch.
I'm Sheila Shear, and when I was a little girl of 7 years old, the Second World War started, and I was evacuated with my sister and my mother to a place in Norfolk. We had no idea where we were going. All the names of the stations were blacked out. When we arrived, we had to go to the local drill hall and sit round in a circle so that the locals come in and chose us or didn't choose us. And the one thing they all wanted to know was, does the child wet the bed? If you didn't wet the bed, you had a chance of being chosen. We went to live with a lady and her husband who did the best they could for us, but she didn't want us in the house during the day, so after breakfast we had to go out, and my mother used to take us to a cafe and wait for the cinema to open, and then every afternoon we went to the pictures. But being little girls, we thought this was wonderful. We didn't see anything bad in that at all. It was all a big adventure. We came back to London after 3 weeks because there wasn't any bombing, and had a couple more not terribly good experiences. But in January 1941, after the bombing of the City of London on December the 29th, we went to Chesham in Buckinghamshire, and through the billeting office there we were billeted on a bachelor whose name was Harry Mayo. We were sent to 26 Blucher Street to knock on the door and see if he would take us, and I think he was a bit shocked when he saw a mother, father and 2 little girls. He didn't expect a whole family, and he said, well, come in. He said, let's give it a try. I'll see we'll see how it gets on. And we were, you can imagine how grateful we were, having come from London and all the bombing. We actually lived with him for 4.5 years, and he became our beloved uncle, and we became his family. He visited us every week after the war until he was pretty elderly, and it all kind of tapered off to less and less. He was at my wedding, he was at all our family events. He was an enormous part of our life, and when he died we went back to Chesham for the funeral. I couldn't believe he was gone. I'd really not known life without him, and he was 94, and I don't know, I suppose I thought he'd live forever. And I think of him all the time and owe him an enormous debt. He made me aware of what a little kindness and help can do to people when they're in great need, and I hope that through that the things I've done in life have benefited from his teaching.